In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the top 10 most rare items in Grand Theft Auto Online. These items can be clothing, tattoos, cars, vehicles, and a whole lot more. And we're going to be going over those today and what makes them pretty rare. So with out of the way, let's not waste any more time and let's get it started. At the number 1 spot today, the Please Stop Me Manhunt mask. So this was something that Rockstar did all the way back in 2014. On October 2nd, 2014, Rockstar announced an event week, and it was a pretty normal event week, but one of the bonuses for signing on for a very limited time from October 3rd through October 5th is this Please Stop Me hockey mask, which was featured in another one of Rockstar's games, Manhunt, which is one of the most controversial and scary video games of all time. And it's a pretty creepy looking mask, let's just say that. So this is incredibly rare because of when Rockstar did it, back before the next generation consoles came out, and also the fact that they did it for 3 days. So even if you were playing GTA consistently, if you weren't around for those 3 days, you wouldn't get them anyways. So that is why it makes it one of the rarest and hardest to find items in the game, the Please Stop Me Manhunt mask. At the number 2 spot today, the High Flyer Parachute Bag. So this is another item that Rockstar gave away only for a very limited time. This is an event week that started even earlier on October 20th, 2014. So we're looking at over 4 years ago, and they only gave out this parachute bag on 3 days, August 22nd, August 23rd, and August 24th. And honestly, this is one of the coolest parachute bags in the game. Rockstar don't do a lot of updates that have included parachute bags and accessories and stuff like that. But when they did this, it was one of the more unique looking ones. And I'd say to this day is still probably the most unique looking one that they've added. So that's why it was pretty rare. Again, happened in 2014, only available for really, I'd say 3 days. So that right there is kind of cool. At the number 3 spot today, beer hats. So beer hats are incredibly rare because the thing that Rockstar made them spawn in is no longer in the game. So beer hats were first introduced in the very first Independence Day update that happened in July of 2014. So we're even going back further here. Now, why are the beer hats so rare? Well, the beer hats are rare because they only spawned in crate drops, and crate drops are no longer available. Rockstar at the time had 6 different beer hats that would drop in these crate drops. They've also added a couple of new ones along the way, but none of them are available. So if you did not play Grand Theft Auto Online when crate drops were a thing, you probably don't have any beer hats. And these beer hats are easily one of the coolest looking accessories in Grand Theft Auto Online. And I wish Rockstar would make them come back just for like one more weekend so I could get my hands on them again, because I don't have all of them, and on some of my characters I don't have any because I wasn't playing during the time. You'll also sort of notice a theme here. A lot of these rare items are, number 1, either limited in time, or number 2, happened around 4 to 5 years ago, which makes them so rare because you have to be a very veteran player in order to get your hands on something like this. So that right there is pretty awesome. That's the beer hats at the number 3 spot. At the number 4 spot today, the Money Truck Tattoo. So there's a tattoo that you can get from the tattoo parlor called Blackjack. Now, the only problem with obtaining this tattoo is you need to destroy a certain number of armored trucks. Well, armored trucks were actually removed sometime, I believe, in 2015. So because there's no more armored trucks in the game, it's theoretically impossible to get this tattoo. Now, if you're wondering what this tattoo is, it is the Blackjack tattoo, which you can see here that I have unlocked. It's actually a really cool tattoo that the player gets on their sort of right chest pec, and it's a couple of dice within some flames, and then like a ace of spades and a 10 of spades. It's a really cool looking tattoo. I mean, not that the tattoos are a huge deal, but this one's very rare because if you haven't started that unlocking process or you never got done, well, there's no more armored trucks in Grand Theft Auto Online, so there's no way to complete this, making it one of the rarest items and one of the rarest tattoos that you can get in the game. At the number 5 spot today, the gifts that Rockstar give out on Christmas Day. So if you guys have been playing Grand Theft Auto Online for the last 4 or 5 years, you know that every day on Christmas, Rockstar will give out gifts. Now, typically it consists of refilling your armor, maybe a couple of snacks, but there's always one really rare item in there. Whether we go back to 2014 and it's that red sock mask that they added, or whether it was the Yeti mask that they've added, or a unicorn mask, or more recently we had the Albany Hermes unlocked to us for free. These are obviously only available for one day, making them very, very rare. Now, this is a pretty difficult day to log on to Grand Theft Auto Online, as I'm sure you guys are well aware. Christmas is usually not typically associated with firing up your console or your PC, but more spending time with friends, family, opening presents, relaxing, stuff like that. So that's why those Christmas gifts are very rare, because obviously they're only available for one day, and it's a pretty difficult day to get on. So that's why all those are really rare items, but they're also pretty epic as well, especially what Rockstar did this year in 2017. The number 6 spot today, also going back to the original Independence Day update, ground fireworks. So ground fireworks are no longer available in the game, and were really only available for about, I'd say, a couple of months in Grand Theft Auto Online before Rockstar decided to remove them. And I'm not sure why they did decide to remove them. They were so much fun. You could basically just place fireworks on the ground in any capacity that you wanted to, and you could light them off in different designs and different colors. It was really cool. You could do some fun sort of shows, but unfortunately Rockstar decided to remove them, and I'm not sure why. So unless you sort of got grandfathered in, and what you did is saved fireworks from a time in which Rockstar had them in the game, there's no way for you to actually have them anymore in online. In fact, I think the only way to get them if you didn't start with them is if a modder drops them or gives them to you, then you can actually use them. But that's still pretty rare to come across someone that wants to help you out for some fireworks. So again, I'm not sure why Rockstar decided to remove these. They seemed very harmless in my opinion, and they were a ton of fun. But having ground fireworks and seeing them go off is very rare. Let's just say that. All right, now we're going to get into the vehicles. Let's start with the Independence Day vehicles. That's going to be the Sovereign and the Liberator monster truck. So unless you bought the Sovereign and the Liberator monster truck when they were available, they are not on the in-game websites. Because this happened during a holiday update like the Independence Day event, Rockstar do not make them available all the time. They're only available for a limited time. So unless you purchase them during the events in which they're available, they're not on the websites. And I've actually loaded up my Xbox One account just to show you guys that that's the case. These items are not available unless you purchase them, which makes them very rare because each year they're only available for about 1 week. That's the Independence Day monster truck and the Sovereign motorcycle. So those are some pretty rare items. Again, they're only available for a week. And then we have the Halloween vehicles as well. Now, there's a handful of these Halloween vehicles. In fact, there's actually 3 of them. So you've got the Lurcher hearse, which is kind of cool. You've got the Frankenstein, which is another vehicle, sort of a Halloween muscle car. And then you've got the Sanctus motorcycle that was added in 2016. All 3 of those vehicles are not on the in-game websites by default, which means they're only available to purchase during the Halloween event, if there is one during that year, which makes them rare because they're only available to buy for about 1 week. Now, additionally, in both of those updates, there's also other content that's limited as well. It's not just excluding the vehicles. Like, for example, in the Independence Day update, it has clothing, it has liveries for the Mobile Operations Center. The Halloween update has face paints and haircuts and masks and stuff that can only be purchased during those times. The vehicles are just really the headliners here, so they're going to get the most attention. Now, what's strange is there's one holiday update in online that does not work this way, and that is the Valentine's Day Massacre, the Be My Valentine's Day update. The Roosevelt and the Roosevelt Valor are available anytime you want, as you guys can see here. Even though I haven't purchased them, they're on the website by default. So why these vehicles are but the others are not is slightly confusing. But anyways, that right there is the top 10 most rare items in Grand Theft Auto Online. I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. How many of the 10 things that we mentioned today do you have in Grand Theft Auto Online? Do you have 7 out of 10, 4 out of 10? Do you somehow have all 10 out of 10 things we talked about in this video today? If so, let me know your thoughts, opinions, and more in the comments down below. I'd love to hear from you guys down there. If you did go to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And also, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new, or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. Without the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.